cell wall, cell membrane, and cytoplasm. Objective: to study the structure and function of the cell wall, the cell membrane, and the cytoplasm. All organisms are made of cells. Thus, a cell is the basic unit of life. Let's now learn about some of the organelles of the cell. Cell wall. If we closely observe a plant cell, we notice a tough and rigid structure present outside the cell membrane. That's the cell wall, which is found only in the plant cell. The cell wall provides shape and also protects the cell from mechanical stress. It is made up of cellulose, hemicelluloses, and pectin. It regulates the influx of macromolecules that are toxic to the plant cell. Plasma membrane. The plasma membrane, or cell membrane, is the biological membrane that separates the cell components from the outer environment. It is composed of proteins and lipids. The membrane is semi-permeable. It regulates the entry and exit of ions and organic molecules in the cell. The movement of substances across the cell membrane takes place through the processes of diffusion and osmosis. Osmosis. Let's see what happens in osmosis. When a cell is submerged in water, the concentration of the solute is high inside the cell, and so the water from the surrounding moves into the cell. When a cell is submerged in a salt solution, the concentration of the solute in the surrounding is high, and so the water from the cell moves outside. Thus, osmosis is the diffusion of water across the cell membrane in the direction where there is a higher concentration of solute. Diffusion. In the human respiratory system, the lungs take in oxygen through the process called breathing. When the concentration of oxygen is higher in the alveoli of the lungs, the oxygen passes into the blood capillaries surrounding the alveoli, and the carbon dioxide from the blood passes into the alveoli. This exchange of gases between the alveoli of the lung and the bloodstream takes place through the process of diffusion. Cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a gel-like material, 80% of which is water. It contains all the contents outside the nucleus, including the cell organelles, and is enclosed within the cell membrane of the cell. Prokaryotic cells lack membrane-bound organelles. while eukaryotic cells contain such organelles. The cytoplasm helps to move materials around the cell and dissolves cellular waste. To summarize, all living organisms are made of cells. In plants, the cell is surrounded by a tough and rigid structure called the cell wall. The plasma membrane is a biological membrane that separates the cell components from the outer environment. It is semi-permeable in nature. The cytoplasm is a gel-like material, 80% of which is water. The cytoplasm contains all the contents outside the nucleus, including the cell organelles, and is enclosed within the cell membrane of the cell.